clowning. He's clowning our boy, and I'm not even clowning. I'm just taking his words that he said, and went ahead and we went in like that. So I mean, you know how it is. But you know, yeah, I had to come back in these turds here because of them. I had to start an entire new profile, entire new you know, get every followers and everything. I had it right at close to 13,000. I think like 12.7. Now I got to start all the way back over because of this crap right here. So, you know, but it is what it is. And this is just another case in point of Mr. Charlie trying to run things and do things the way they want to do as well, too. But it is what it is, like I said. But shout out to everybody up in here. So we got a hand up. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's a Yawa? Yawa?
Yo was good.
Yo, what's going on, yo?
Yeah, I wanted to say that I actually am curious on Assata Shakur's genealogy. She fled to Cuba, and there was another person that fled to Cuba, and they said they had suspected a Cuban ancestry. So sometimes I don't know. Because this whole delineation thing, I'm not paired up. It got me questioning a lot of people's, even the revolutionaries' ancestry and where they even came from. But I know Assata Shakur was. Actually, I don't know why they're picking on her. Actually, I don't know why, but I guess she was one of the major. I didn't read about it when I was younger. But yeah, they say that the most disrespected woman is the black woman, but the most hated person is the black man. So I'm not surprised that she's being capitalized on. Because even Obama, I think he was the one that put her on a deeper, like, worse list. I think she's gone, but they put her on like a deeper list. So yeah, they like I said, they've been taking on black revolutionaries since, you know, for the longest time. Especially when Obama got into office, there was more activity against revolutionaries during his office. So I'm not really surprised if they're hearing Assata Shakur again. But I do have a question. Why is she the only revolutionary that's seemingly getting this type of global treatment of global hate? I actually don't understand why her, out of all revolutionaries, because there's more female revolutionaries that were more intense than her, and they actually did things that were way worse than her. But it's interesting why she gets picked on the most.
Well, for the simple fact that you know, a lot of people in this country felt that she got away with murder, and she was able to escape. And not only that, but she was protected by a foreign nation as well, too. So I mean, that, you know, that's really what it boils down to. And not only that, they were going after her, and they were going after the Black Liberation Army. They were going after the Panthers. They were going after everybody from the 60s and stuff with COINTEL. So, you know, it was a major target on her back, and on a lot of other people's backs as well, too. And they took out a lot of black leaders in the 60s and the 70s. So, you know, what she did, it's not a whole lot of people in the history of this country have actually been able to do it, and let alone a woman as well, too, back then, you know, pretty much get broken out of prison, escape. She was she was gone for a minute before she actually got out the country and stuff like that as well, too. So, I mean, they consider her to be, I guess, almost to a certain degree, a martyr, you know, and she was an inspiration to a number of people, and not only in this country, but in the world as well, too. And for her to be protected by a country that the United States really can't stand in terms of Cuba, and for all those years to be protected and actually live out her life without actually being extradited back to America, that's what it's really about. Shout out, Ray. I see you up here as well.
Yeah, the Assata Shakur, but it's still fucking weird to me because there have been plenty of revolutionaries that are murdered, and they still never got this big focus. You know, how
many revolutionaries are broken out of prison and never ever returned back to a prison cell? Not only did they never return back to a prison cell, never returned back to America, and had a whole nation, you know, backing them, protecting them, not allowing the person to actually be extradited. I mean, how many people in fact, if you could name me 5 people that's gone through something similar experience as her, you know, I'm all ears. But how many people, man or woman, can you think of? How many people, man, woman, black or white, have had that happen as well too. After quote unquote icing off actual police officer, a trooper or whatever, you know, how many people can actually say that in American history like that? Because Trump and his administration was trying to get her back as well too. So you say Obama, but it was a bunch of different administrations trying to get a shot at back as well too. Ray, go ahead, you got it.
What's going on, Brother News? First, I want to say welcome back. So much for that free speech, huh?
Yes, sir.
To give you a little bit of, advice. I don't know if you want to take it or not. So I had the same thing happen where I had someone take my, my account got suspended. But if you look under your like if you click on your name or page rather, on the top left hand corner, you're gonna see a bunch of settings. And if you go down to settings and privacy, and then you click on your account, and then I think it's account information after that, the first thing that's gonna pop up is your username, and you can actually change your username from what it is now to what you want it to be. And I've actually had to do that. If you want to see if I get, just Newstoter back and not actually have it Newstoter 24/7, if you want to change it.
Yeah, Ray, go ahead if you get a chance tonight or whenever. Go ahead and email me, because I was yesterday I was just trying to create an account or whatever. Because man, it's been 8 years since I've had that account the whole time. So it was kind of a new step for me. Shout out to my brother Nightfall over there as well too. It's been a while since I actually created an account, so I'm kind of just catching back up on things as well too. And yeah, man, I want to. And it's been a minute, y'all. I want to hear from y'all on the Assata Shakur. I want to hear about you guys. Of course, you all know about the ban, and I went through on X as well too. Like I said, it was pretty much one of those things that a lot of white folks started complaining about, had hate, didn't like it. It was funny too, because that post, I was always doing two posts, and I created that post in just a regular post, and they created in the actual Black newsroom, the community that we got. But it was a Black newsroom where it took off at, and you had all these white folks, joining up so they can come in there and they can talk noise and this and that or whatever. I was shutting it down. I dish you, and then I go ahead, you diss me, I dish you, and I go ahead and I ban you and I kick you out the room or whatever. But they start complaining, X started complaining, all of these people started complaining and stuff like that. So that's how we got it to the point like it is. But I definitely appreciate that. Shout out to my girl Trouble too. Bias, what's up as well? Pressure, I see you down there. Black Majority State. Hey guys, I'm trying to get back into the groove of things, so definitely come on up here. Ray, go ahead. You got your hand up. The other person, I noticed the other person that left out of here. I think I heard that dude voice before. He sounds like one of them trolls that be in Tariq's space. I'm not sure what his name is. I'm not sure if that's the chaotic whoever dude or whatever, but he sounds like one of them dudes. When I hear Tariq's playback on the when I hear it on X, not X, but when I hear back on YouTube, I believe that's the same dude that likes to come in here. That's why I was just gonna keep talking to him to see what he had to say as well too, because when he started talking about the flooding and this and that or whatever, I'm like, yeah, okay. I want to see what.
Yeah, I was about to tell you, but I didn't want to say that like he was running his mouth. But yeah, that dude ain't no but a damn troll. And to me, every time I hear him up in spaces, he really sounds more like a white boy trying to be one of us. That's what it sounds like to me. Either that or he's one of these tethers trying to be one of us. So yeah, I wanted to say it to you, but I said I'll just wait till maybe he leave up out of here, and I see he did. But yeah, I hear him in some other spaces, man. Dude be talking some crazy shit. I'm serious.
That's what's up, man. What's up? That's what's up. Ray, go ahead as well. I see Black Pressure done came up here as well too. So shout out to Pressure as well. Go ahead, Ray. You got it.
Okay, real quick, man. I'm gonna just make sure I want to add this into the conversation. And I think it's definitely going to expand the conversation tonight.
So Assata Shakur, obviously, she died, I believe, a couple of days ago, last week, or whatever the case may be. So I just want to let the family know. Did y'all know this about Assata Shakur? That she was it was a neurologist. You can look this up. His name was Dr. Arthur Turner. He actually testified that the bullet that, because obviously she got pulled over, I believe it was in New Jersey or New York or some type of turnpike, and the bullet that it severed was called the medial nerve that's in her right arm, and she actually became paralyzed in that arm. So this whole thing about Assata Shakur shot this cop, how is it physically possible for her to have shot this cop if her right arm didn't work? Like I said again, it was paralyzed from that gunshot. And come to find out that there was the trooper that actually shot her. It was shot her and I forget the other guy's name. His name was James Harper. He was a surviving officer, and he admitted under a cross-examination that he may or may not have fired the first shot. And he never actually said he saw Assata Shakur holding a gun. So, of course, they convicted his sister anyway. But do y'all know that there was no fingerprints of hers were ever found on any of the gun? There was no gunpowder residue, anything. So all of this was, very political because this was the 60s and 70s. She had, from what I remember, she had already been accused of, multiple felonies. She was tied to the Black Liberation Army, which is kind of an offshoot of Black Lives Matter. It just changed the A to an M. The Black Liberation Army, because, back then they were robbing banks. There were different types of shootings they were getting into, etc. In many of those cases that, she was accused of, she actually got acquitted. So they just had to find some way to be able to get this woman, and what better way could they do it than to say she killed this police officer, even though, again, they never found nothing that actually really tied her to it, no gunshots, residue on her fingers, nothing, etc. So this was obviously very, political. This was during the era of COINTELPRO, when the FBI, they were targeting, these Black liberation groups and their members. And basically, they were just trying to look for a way to get this sister. I wanted to drop that on everyone. I want y'all to go look that up because they're trying to call this woman a murderer and saying, she should have taken the legal process and she was innocent. There was a person that was in that car that night. He just got out of jail, I think, last year. He was in jail for 49 years and just got out. That's what they wanted to happen. This sister got away. She lived her life down there in Cuba. And I'm actually glad that she's the one that got away. She is our martyr. I see where Tupac got all his strength from this great sister. And I land there.
Yeah, and shout out to the women that were in Tupac's lives, Afeni and Assata. And I know, Afeni went through her drug issues and everything else like that. But for the fact that, she was able to get off of the charges that she had, even though she had Tupac, carrying him while she was in prison, shout out to her because, that was quite an accomplishment, quite a feat for her to beat the actual charges that they had on her, because had they convicted Afeni, she probably would have never seen the light of day like so many of the other Panthers and Liberation Army and the militant arm of Black folks back then as well too. So I mean, shout out to her, and shout out to when I started hearing about Assata, Ray, it was always about the actual shooting, the actual fleeing and to Cuba and this and that or whatever. So I pretty much always just assumed that hey, we saw the way they were pushing it and pressing up on the Panthers and everybody back then as well. I'm like, hey, the sister must have had to defend herself or whatever and had to bounce or whatever, but I didn't know that information till you said that. Like, that sheds a whole nother light on it as well too. Definitely sheds another light. I said we got my girl Trouble up here. Miss Trouble, what's going on? It's been a hot minute, but what's going on with you?
Newstoter in the house again. Welcome back, Carter.
Yes, ma'am.
It's good to see you back. I didn't know. I knew it was something about the Charlie Kirk thing, but I didn't know what it was that was said for them to deem it so bad enough for you to get fully banned. Not just a regular suspension, but like banned. Like that was wild to me. You know.
Yeah,
so.
you know, these Peckerwoods had the nerve to send me when they sent me the email talking about that my post was deemed inaccurate. And I'm like, hold a minute, wait a minute. We got Chat GPT to go ahead and run down old boy's quotes. And not only the Chat GPT, because in that last space, if you guys can remember that last space we had, right after that space, I think I ended around about 9:30. And then I went ahead and I posted. I made a post about Charlie Kirk, and it was Charlie Kirk anti-black quotes. Check them out, and it was like 20 of them. So then, like, you know, that night it got some traction. The next morning, I wake up, that thing is like at 500,000 views, and it's just hitting. By lunchtime, it was like at over 1 million, and it had got to 1.2, 1.3, 1.5, 1.6, and I was like, well, damn, let me go ahead and retweet this out. And I kept trying to retweet. I'm like, well, what's going on? Why won't let me retweet? All of a sudden, talk about your account has been suspended temporarily, and then it seemed like it went from a temporary suspension to just an all-out ban or whatever. So it was like, hey, all I did was get Chat GPT, and Chat GPT left the receipts. Every quote that this dude said, it had the actual website that it came from as well too. So all this inaccurate crap that they was talking about, it was just simple fact that, hey, this is y'all boy. Y'all got this dude right. And matter of fact, if you listen to that space, that last space I had, it's on YouTube, because I've been doing like a lot of little news articles, having AI, you know, read out news articles and stuff like that, making little quick 3, 4, 5 minute videos. But if you look at that last space I had, it wasn't recorded, but you have to go to YouTube. I talk about the 20 quotes. I read the 20 quotes in there that this dude said as well too. So all this other crap that they was talking about, well, it was inaccurate. It was only inaccurate because basically y'all was playing a game of like, I'm a white man and what I say goes. And you pretty much, we don't like the fact that you dirtying up this good white man's name and this and that, whatever, because that's all it boiled down to. So all the years of me working on here and doing work or whatever, these rednecks came away and with like one click went ahead and tried their best to go ahead and take it away. But, you know, it is what it is. Only reason I ain't come back quicker because and even now I'm like, damn, I don't know if I could really go any easier on this dude because I'm still going to go in. So I'm like, what's the point of creating another account? And then I'm going to go ahead and post something that's probably going to get me suspended or banned again or whatever, because hey, you can ride him in Air Force 2. You can have these memorials. You can have all this stuff that you want to and respin and recreate this man's image. This man here was anti-black to the fullest. This man said all kind of anti-black stuff. I don't give a damn if the president, I don't care if the governor, I don't care who it is, sit up here and try to paint him in a whole nother light and a whole nother picture. All the stuff, all the negative stuff he was saying about black people that got gunned down and everything else like that. I didn't sit up here and I didn't joke about the man's death or anything like that. I didn't make light of it. All I did was bring attention like, hey, this guy became rich. He built his career and his platform off of all these negative talking points about black Americans, black people. He came up and now y'all sitting up here and the same one sitting up here defending him. Y'all feel the exact same way about black people as well too. So, you know, I don't give a damn what anybody says. I don't care if you black conservative, black Republican, a Democrat, independent, whatever. Everybody knows how Charlie Kirk felt about black people and all this stuff, all this kissing his behind that he's gone and everything else. That's not going to change the fact. I understand the man had a family and kids and everything else like that as well too. So I don't wish any harm on any people, and I don't think anybody should be taken out for free speech or whatever. But let's not sit up here and act like it's not a double standard when it comes to free speech, because every day on this app, people are dogging black people. Matter of fact, one of the dudes I was going back and forth with before I got my account banned, this cat had it in his profile. I think his name was like Nigga Buck or something like that. So, and I'm talking about with the ER ending. So they weren't sitting up here. They weren't that concerned about, you know, about keeping X safe and this and that for everybody, whatever. You can say all the stuff you want to about black people, and it's fine, and it's all good and dandy, and that includes other races piling on as well too, because a lot of them sit up here, and I was going back and forth. You had some Latinos jumping in there talking about Charlie Kirk. You had, of course, you always have some house Negroes coming up in there as well too. So all of them can sit up here and say this and that or whatever about black people, but don't you say nothing about them or where they come from or anything else like that as well too. So that's the only reason, Trouble, I didn't create an account quicker, because I'm like, hey, I was still like, had so many articles coming off of Newstoter and whatnot. I'm like, let me go ahead and chill. Let this thing blow back, because all I'm gonna do is go ahead and say something again and print something or push something out, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get banned again from these people as well too. They already got it to the point where you up here you're firing people that's state workers and government workers. You're calling people offices and this and that or whatever. My sister works for a credit card company. She talked about one of the top end people where she worked at. Said something about Charlie Kirk, and then they end up losing an account because the people got upset about it and stuff like that. So it's like, hey, you can sit up here and you can use your muscle and this and that or whatever. At the same time, yeah, like your amendment, your First Amendment, and everything else is being attacked and downplayed and all this other garbage as well too. Hey, Professor, I think Professor, you got to mute your mic. That's you, Professor. But yeah, I don't know what Professor doing, but yeah, Trouble. That was it though.
Yeah, that's wild to me, and you're absolutely right. They are gatekeeping basically who has free speech. You know, I posted about it a couple of times. I've been shadow banned into oblivion, and I'm used to being shadow banned, but it used to be like at least my regular people would see my posts. But for the last month or two, I haven't gotten not one like, not one hit on anything that I've posted. So they've shadow banned me into absolute oblivion now, and it's crazy because I've had people call me niggers or nigger on a post, and if I call them and if I say the word coon or if I say wetback, they immediately log me out and ask me if I'm human. Verify your account, verify all of this information in order to get back on. You know, so it's wild to me. Y'all have nigger all day long, but you say certain words that they don't like. I think I used Sambo one time and they logged me out. So it's like, wow, you know, I can't even say words that aren't cuss words or you know, super derogatory without being, you know, messed with. But I think that was ridiculous, what they did to you. And the reason why they did it is because, like you said, when you look back on it, it had 1.3 million views. It reached a whole lot of people, and it pissed a lot of people off, but it resonated with a lot of people too. A lot of people who may not have had that information about those 20 quotes now was informed about those 20 quotes and was able to go out and seek that information out for themselves if they didn't think it was real. So they was pissed about how much traction you was able to get from that post. So that was the main reason for the bannerization. And I feel you. My last account, my Miss Trigger account, I had that account for about 10 years, and then they banned me. And once they banned that account, it took me a while to create another account. Well, actually, I had another account that I created. I just never really used that account because it was like when I first learned about Twitter and I didn't know how to use Twitter and then I couldn't remember the passcode. So I had created my Miss Trigger account after that, but it took me a minute to come back to Twitter. When I did come back to Twitter, it was because I was on my last 30-day ban on Facebook on about 3 accounts. But I think that's wild, and I understand why it took you a minute to come back. You needed a breather, and we all do, because I don't really go into too many spaces anymore. I don't really, you know, I comment, make a little post here and there, but I don't really spend that much time on Twitter anymore. It's just we're there now. But as far as the Kash Patel, he could kick rocks. Number one, this clown wasn't even in this country when what happened to Assata happened. And he has no place telling us who we can celebrate, who we can mourn, when you got the likes of a person like Charlie Kirk that you all were out there mourning. So for him to get online telling us not to be mourning her because she was A, B, and C-ing, that's light work compared to you white supremacists. And from what I understand, it was the officer in New Jersey's partner who shot him. But you know how they are when they're in the midst of, you know, police chases and whatever, what have you. Whoever the officer shoots is automatically pinned on the person that they're trying to get.
whether they was the person that shot him or not. It was a case a couple of years ago where two teenage boys was, running and inside of an abandoned house, and they were running from the cops, and one of the cops shot one of the little boys as they was running, and the other one got sentenced with the boy's murder. So that's how they do. That's their injustice system, and that's how it's been working for a long time. They wanted to get Assata so bad, just because, the optics. They didn't want to tell the truth about how his partner really was the one who shot him. They had to pin it on that sister because they had to get something. So that's all I really wanted to say. And brother, I'm glad you're back. Glad to see you back. Oh, that's what's up.
I'm definitely glad, that I'm back and whatnot. And like I said, I was gonna come on a little bit sooner, whatever. But I was like, well, let me hold up for a second. Let me let some of this stuff clear, because I'm sure some of these rednecks that I pissed off, they probably see the damn account and go to snitching again. Hey, there you go, right there. Let me give a shout out to some of y'all up in here as well too. Carlos, I shouted you out. Andre, I just followed you. Val, I just followed you as well too. Goddess Michelle, I'm following you now. Nita, what's up? I'm following you as well too. Thias, I'm following you. So all y'all up in here that was following me before as well too, I'm gonna follow you guys back. Follow me back. Let everybody know the Newstoter platform is back as well. And this is white supremacy at its finest. All this talk about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, and how if you work hard and you clean your nose and all this other garbage, and how everything is all equal and all this other dumb stuff they be talking about. And the minute that you go ahead and you say or do something that they don't like, they go ahead and find a way to damn move the goalpost. This was a prime example of that right there. This is what these people do. This is why they can't. It's never a system of just fairness. It's always finding a way to go ahead and screw somebody over. Let me go ahead and get to my boy Black Pressure. I want to hear what you got to say about a shotter as well too. But what's going on with you, Pressure?
Hey, what's up, King? Glad you're back.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to be back.
So, just a couple of things. I want to take a moment to pick with all of y'all in the space, because I swear I believe everything you saying, everything like Trouble said, what you said, what Ray said, and all this stuff. That used to happen to my old Black Pressure account. This is my fifth or sixth Black Pressure account. So I used to have one with 10,000 members, and I came back. I had one with 7, I had one with 3. I think I had one with a little bit over 1,000. All got terminated. But my testimony now, since Elon Musk bought Twitter, I swear this Black Pressure account is literally bulletproof. I done said all the stuff that got my accounts permanently suspended before Elon Musk. I swear to God, they do not mess with me. I faggot, dyke, your grandmother, tranny, you F so-and-so, all these people, white people, look, F him and his mama. My account doesn't get touched. But the only time they really mess with me on here and they don't suspend my account, they'll just say, we're going to limit the visibility. I call somebody a porch monkey, and they limited the visibility on that tweet. But all other faggot, dyke, your tranny, F your mom, F who up, never mess with my account. It's like they don't care. I don't know what it is, but with my account, they don't mess with me when I talk like that. So I hate that's happening, but I don't know. Maybe because I limit my followers and the people I follow on this Black Pressure account. So I don't have a bunch of followers, but I type all the insane stuff that used to get your account suspended. They don't mess with it.
Pressure. The reason those people got upset, like I say, that when I saw it, that tweet that got to 1.6 after I got banned, that tweet that even went up, and I could still see my tweets. That thing had the impressions had reached 2 million. Had these white folks not set up here and jumped they ass up in here, that tweet was on the verge of hitting 5 million easily, because it was just a landmine. People they couldn't get enough. Like Trouble say, most of the people came in there, they agreed with it, and they was tagging other people so and so. They was tagging Tariq, they was tagging some of everybody. Look at this, check this out. And then you had the other ones, of course, that was pissed off about that or whatever. And these people at over here on X say, you know what? And I had the blue check too, so that means I'm getting paid. They're like, I'll be damned if you're gonna get paid off of this right here, and you got something that's dark. That's what really ate them up right there. They like, damn, do we really want to pay this nigga and give him and let him hit 5 million impressions or possibly even more, and actually have to pay him for them dogging one of our idols right here? Because all of a sudden they done made this man into an idol and all this other garbage as well too. So that's what really, really irked them right there. Now here's the thing: I've had tweets on my old account. I've had tweets hit 10 million. I had one with Simone, what's her name? The gymnast, Simone Biles, when she was in the Olympic the summer before last. I had one hit like 10 million. I had in that on the Newstoter account. I had at least five or six tweets that hit 5-6 million in terms of impression, and some a little bit more. So me hitting 1 million in impressions wasn't anything new, you know. But this thing with Charlie Kirk had a chance to be the biggest. I believe this thing was gonna get well over 5 million. I'm not gonna say 10 million, but I think it would have rivaled even that Simone Biles one I had as well too, because it was such a hot topic and the receipts was out there. I laid in that post, I laid 20 receipts that this dude said, and they had the nerve to sit up here when they banned me and say, well, you know what, your post is inauthentic. It's authentic because it was coming from a black man. That's why it's inauthentic. That it says something that you did not like. It hit a nerve, and you say, we're not going to pay this. We're not going to get this Negro money on top of him, you know, going viral on top of us as well too. So that's what it all really boils down to. Like, hey, we got to dig in our pockets. We got to pay him, and who knows how big this actual post is going to get or whatever. It wasn't a video post. It was just a simple text post. The text post with the doggone with his picture in there and doggone his picture and the actual quotes that he had, and ChatGPT pinpointed all the quotes and gave receipts to every website that it came off of. So then the next talking point was these white folks were saying, well, you know, you're taking it out of context, and you're taking it out of context because it's something that you didn't want to hear.
Yeah, you know, like you said, you know, the white folks are. So when I was antagonizing him, I'm still playing, you know, exploring my little AI game, and I kind of antagonize the death with some AI videos. I don't know, maybe that on Twitter that doesn't constitute as something that violates your rules, but I did do that a few times. But moving on to the about Assata Shakur. What LeBron said earlier, where Ray said, if you look at like just the history of the American law enforcement, you get to like high level FBI, CIA, and all the other alphabet dudes, ATF, and all that. If you look at that history, America hates to be defeated. They hate to be, and I'm talking about their law enforcement. If you look at, like you were saying, name some people. I can name one black one, but I can name, of course, we can name a few white dudes. So if you look at it, just to get the black one out the way, if you look at Frank Matthews, the drug kingpin in New York in the 70s, he got indicted. He was going to go to jail definitely for the rest of his life. He disappeared. You mean Frank Lucas? Not Frank Matthews. Frank Lucas is dead. Yeah, Lucas is dead. Frank Matthews is the drug kingpin that got indicted in the 70s. He was going to go to jail. Yeah, he was going to go to jail for the rest of his life. Of course, he disappeared, and he hasn't been found since. The government, the law enforcement just writes him off as dead. He died. If you look at D.B. Cooper, the guy that skyjacked the plane and got away with $250,000 in the 70s, they just say, oh, he died. Wrote him off as dead. If you look at the guys that escaped Alcatraz, I want to say that was the late 60s or maybe 70s. My dates might be a little bit off. The government writes them, oh, there's no way they could have survived. They died. And one of the guys, maybe about 7 or 8 years ago, he wrote a letter from his deathbed. I think he wrote the FBI and said, hey, man, we got away. kind of told a little story. He was like, "Hey, I'm dying of cancer on my deathbed." He was just kind of writing them to pick at him and say, "Yeah, we did get away." And if you look at the Zodiac killer, but going all the way down, I can keep going on, but all the government just said they died. So I'm saying that to say, man, don't you know them white folks that hate their heart out all these years when they couldn't get at that woman? I can guarantee you, them white folks had sleepless nights because they couldn't get their hands on that woman. And I'll mute up and listen.
Let me read a couple. I want to read a couple comments on YouTube real quick. Got to check out Nightfall with Nightfall saying, and I see EHZ over there as well too. So shout out. Nightfall said it's a damn shame that Assata had to rejoin the ancestors on foreign soil instead of in the ground of her home, but her spirit dwells with those that loved her, and we can rest assured she'll be back. Also, when he was talking about, I guess when I was talking about the band, Nightfall said this type of love is what white supremacy want people to feel for CK, but they can't have it because Assata gave her best for her people. CK gave his best for hate. So I guess he was just addressing the Assata Shakur. EHZX says, why wasn't Assata never offered asylum or refugee from any African countries instead of the racist communist government of Cuba? I don't know, EHZ, but I will say this right here. At least she was able to live out her life in peace over there. So, I don't know why the African nation.
Because the niggas would have snitched on her and told on her and she'd have been back in prison.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, I don't know why, but maybe it was a good thing after all. She was able to live there and to the transition over there as well too. Nightfall said this about the Charlie Kirk fiasco that happened on the Newstoter platform. He says white supremacy trying to control the narrative and clean up their boy's image. He also said, Newstoter considered the irony. CK talked all the time about freedom of speech, but whenever we talk about how foul CK was, the first thing white supremacy does is censor it. Absolutely. The very first thing they do is say, hey, we can't deal with this. I need all my people in the space. Make sure y'all following me, and also go ahead and repost the space to everybody know that we're live here. I know it's been a minute. People don't even know what account. I had to go ahead and try to change it. That's why I had, because initially I went ahead and created a whole nother profile pictures and stuff, and then I'm like, damn, nobody knows who this is. So let me go back to the old one and see if I can get past it. But go ahead and retweet the space out. Let everybody know that we're live over here. We need to get some. Well, we did have trouble up in here as well too, but we need to get some other sisters. Shout out to FBA Goddess. FBA Goddess, I saw that you followed me back, so thank you, sister. I appreciate that. Val, I know you're a supporter. Yours is pending. Whenever you get a chance, go ahead, because I know you're gonna follow me, and I already followed you, so that ain't no issue. Ray, go ahead. DJ, what's up? Professor as well too. We got the co-hosts up in here. I want to hear what you guys got to say. Hopefully we get a chance to hear from Black Majority State. It's been a minute. I haven't heard from Rella in a long time. So Rella, if you get a chance, I know you're probably busy. Definitely come on up here, y'all. Kick it with us tonight as well. It's been a few weeks since the actual ban on the platform, and coming back and got to build it up slowly. These D-bags, it took me 8 years to get where I was at, and they went ahead and knocked that down. But hey, it is what it is. Shout out, I see brother Moku up in here as well too. Moku, what's up? Go ahead and make sure you follow me back too, Moku. Go ahead and follow me. But go ahead, Ray, you got it.
Brother News, the first thing I was going to say is check your text messages and send that information you requested earlier about how to change it back over. Secondly, I know this is kind of off topic, but I don't know if the family, I just wanted to let y'all know there's supposed to be a government shutdown tomorrow, so I just wanted to touch on that. And lastly, has there been any word that anyone has heard that his sister Assata being brought back to the United States for burial? Because we all know how they do Fred Hampton's grave on a yearly basis. We all know how they do Emmett Till's memorial that they have up on a yearly basis. So just trying to see if anyone has heard anything or know anything. And the last thing, Newstoter, I wanted to mention, one thing good, you got a fresh start, but one thing that does suck is all those people you blocked, all those trolls, now they got access to you again, and I land there.
That's why you got the block button, Ray. You can always block them back. Anybody that start talking stupid, just go ahead and click the block button and go ahead and block them. About her body being brought back here, that's a good point. I don't know anything about any services or anything in America for her. I wonder if she's going to be even cremated or whatnot, but that is one thing to look at as well too. I would hate for people to go in there and just denigrate her remains or her gravesite, anything else like that as well too. I wouldn't have an issue if she was just buried over there in Cuba, and I'm sure family and colleagues over here can hold ceremonies and everything else for like that. I think that would be a classy thing to do, so that you don't have to worry about these people, because right now you got a lot of people that's butthurt and triggered about things going on in this nation as well too, and that would be something to go ahead and kind of warm their heart a little bit if they could go ahead and take it out on her gravesite or her remains, anything else like that as well too. So that is something that we kind of need to monitor and look at as well too. But I would be cool with them burying the sister over there, and and then also having ceremonies and everything to respect her and everything that she did over here as well too. So that is interesting, Ray. I haven't heard anything about it as well, but it is definitely worth checking out to see it as well too. Professor DJ, DJ, you up in the space? Okay, DJ might not. I know DJ was up in the space, but he may not be up in the space right now.
I'm gonna just say, to a degree, I hope they don't bring her body back over here, because I feel like if they did, and the United States government knew about it, I feel like they would intercede her body just because they couldn't get her in life. So they would do something, with her body in death to hold that up. I do think they should have memorials for her. But at the same time, if they do, especially in New Jersey, they should, be careful, because at a memorial, I could see white supremacists showing up to do some,
New Jersey, never.
Say what?
White boys with dotted gates, bro. I'm telling you, they would shoot their ass up so quick up there.
Remember we on the open line. Shout
out to Camden, Patterson, still some niggas out there who break jaws up straight up.
Right, but I know that that's pretty much what they want at this point. At least that's what they think they want at this point, is a race war. So I could see them still trying to be bold enough to spark something off, even if they had to do it from a distance where they didn't have to show their face. You know what I'm saying? Snipe type shit, because that's the type of timing that they're on right now. So, Go ahead, DJ.
Oh, I agree. I agree with you, Trouble. Like that's one thing. That's one reason why I kind of hope her body stays over there, because I don't want anybody. I don't want anybody messing with her remains, or and I don't want any of our people to be endangered, anything else like that as well too. So I kind of hope that does happen. That there's memorials and there's events and everything, and that everybody honors her over here. But at the same time, I kind of wish that that they can't get access to her remains, or just destroy grave sites, anything. That's my main thing. I really, really, really hope that's the case. Go ahead, DJ, you got it.
Shout out to the room. I am up here. Shout out to everybody. Welcome back, Newstoter. Yeah, I was gonna say that too, Trevor. Welcome back, Carter. But me and you think alike. Shout out to you, sister. Know what I mean? What's up, Ray? What's up, Professor? What's up, Moco? What's up, Pressure? Shout out to everybody down there in the room. Space, Black State, Rella, Val, Gone Fishing, Goddess, ALM, Nita. See the whole squad coming back up here. Andre, shout out to you. Carlos was good. Val, everybody was fun. So, the white folks up here in trouble would never try that, because the racism, prejudice up here in the North is undercover, meaning that it ain't the FUN word to your face and all that. It say, hey, how you doing today, sister? Know what I'm saying? Great day, know what I'm saying? Did you try the new butter they had at the supermarket over there? It's on sale too, know what I mean? So you walk up, Naka, know what I'm saying? Naka, I hate that Naka, know what I'm saying?
That must just be in the north part of New Jersey, because when I lived in Boston, baby, it was blatant.
Well, now hold up a minute. That's a whole different area from here to Boston, from Jersey to Boston. You're talking about 3 to 4 hour difference. Now the prejudice, racism up in Boston, yeah, that's a whole nother level
Mark Wahlberg racist, no allegedly. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, you know what I mean? But over here in New Jersey, jokers wouldn't try that, you know what I'm saying? Because these white folks over here would destroy them other white folks, I'm telling you, yo. Not even on the strength of even, sticking up for black people in a sense. They not having it. You feel what I'm saying? They want peace in their neighborhood just as much as we want peace. You know what I'm saying? They don't like their own people as much as sometimes we don't like our own people. You know what I mean? So, and if you pay attention to what's going on up here in the tri-state area, now go ahead, so you want to say something?
No, I was just going to say, true story. When I was a little girl and I lived in Boston with my father, we stayed 3 doors down from Mark Wahlberg and his family on Peverell Street. And them motherfuckers was racist as kids. We stayed and rocked on battles with their asses. So I just wanted a little small story.
Oh, that's how it got so good with Mark. You was teaching them, see? Gatekeepers the decision, sister. You was giving it away. No.
Real talk.
Yo, but nah. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I thought you was through. Once you get through, I was just going to tell Moku he got it. But no, you got it.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, these white folks up here, they would never, yo. Because I got some white homies that I know for a fact they'll put a bullet in somebody for me, straight up. You know what I'm saying? If I say go, you know what I mean? I got some Asian homies that'll do the same. Got some Hispanic homies that'll whoop somebody for me, as well as I got my all black people up here. You know what I mean? So it's like, we've been in that melting pot for a while. We don't have race wars up here. You know what I'm saying? After the civil rights movement, don't forget we had no riots up here. So these white folks do everything in their power to stay out of Essex County, stay out of Camden, stay out of Patterson, stay out of Jersey City. Even though you see these places, these major cities that were once black, predominant, thriving cities. You know what I'm saying? The Tethers got these places now. So it's like we ain't got no ends up here no more, no wings. This is something I used to ask my great aunt before she passed away. What was the purpose of you, grandma, grandpa, everybody coming up here? They don't got nothing, you know what I'm saying? And it's not their fault because they was escaping the real Jim Crow, the physical Jim Crow where, they trying to go to school and work down in the South, Georgia, North, South Carolina, Virginia. Well, my family
I don't know what happened to our sound, guys. Give me 1 second. We was cooking and next thing I know, we lost the space. So get it back.
up here, he just happened to be down south visiting the family. My aunt called like, yo, don't come back up here because it was going down. You know what I mean? So, shout out to Black State. We talk about the white flight. Hey, move back to the South, family, because once you start stepping in back into the neighborhood, they're not going to give no resistance. They're going to just pack up and leave. You know what I'm saying? And that's the game. Or if they do decide to stay, because, some white folks, they not anti-black anyway. They cool. They want to come to the cookout. And, and they want you to eat their potato salad and all that other stuff. They trying to be, neighborly and on the court, rightfully so. Because we ain't got time for beefing with each other in that type of system no more. America should be way past that, but you should have popped them daggone Confederates after the Civil War. Should have popped all of them and put them down. You know what I mean? Charlie Kirk style. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, these white folks ain't doing nothing up here. If you look up here, the stuff that going on up here, like I said, is underhanded. And you'll start seeing, too, like a lot of, and I got my fingers up on this, melanated folks getting lynched up here all of a sudden. You're going to start seeing that, especially post-COVID. If you look up, like, people getting lynched in the north, up here in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, you know what I mean? You'll see that post-COVID. But, like, hold up a minute. We live around a vast, large majority of black immigrants. I know I joke about this, but hey, AOC, do you agree with reparations for black people, black Americans, the descent from chattel slavery and all this other stuff? Well, her response was, well, who's black in America? Dang, AOC, you kind of got a point. You from New York City, so everybody blacks as you. So, and look, did y'all see about that so-called school teacher, Jamaican joker, or whatever he is, from Honduras or wherever he's from, out there in Iowa, teaching at a school, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, hold up a minute, that job should have been for a Negro American.
You talking about the black guy that was a superintendent?
Yeah, how did that even happen? You know what I'm saying? Regardless if he overstayed his visa or not, because he really ain't had no charges. The gun thing, that's kind of frivolous, you know what I'm saying? Because, even though he ain't a citizen, he ain't really had no other charges that were like violent charges. So him having a pistol, and don't forget the judge, I think it was in Denver, Colorado, said illegal immigrants can have guns. So what's the purpose of you getting a gun license for as a black Negro? You feel what I'm saying? That don't even make sense. So it's like, hey, yeah, you gotta ethnically check people. This is why where your family from? Where your grandmother and them born and raised at? All this other stuff. So these white folks up there, they ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? And then plus on top of that, a lot of the white folks that probably would have tried that, they already did the white flight thing and moved down to Florida back in the 80s, the 90s. You know what I'm saying? We had another great migration that I witnessed personally up there, just being around hustling in the streets in like 2015 and 2020, where a lot of our folks went back down to the South. So it's like, you know, this a whole new class of people. The ones that just happen to be up here left. It's just, you know, we too old to be fighting each other, white or black. We ain't got no time for that. Trying to get some money, man. You know what I mean? But you still have the underhanded new class of tethers coming in, these white European tethers coming in here, still doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Like I just saw Phil Scott show. He was talking about this Jamaican lady that went to a restaurant somewhere in Waterbury, Connecticut. Ain't no knackers out there, but this is what these illegal immigrants that are black melanated do. They'll come over here, be told by the cracker knackers, hey, don't go over there in Newark, don't go to Patterson, don't go to Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Don't go to the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Stay around these black American Negroes. They trouble, blah, blah, blah. But you'll go to a place, live out there with the white folks, and get the same level of racism, a.k.a. the N-word wake-up call. So it's like, hey, delineation is in full swing up here because you can't trust none of these people. You know what I mean? Straight up and down, bro. Hey, I ain't trying to overtalk. Shout out to Ray. Shout out to Moco. What's going on, fellas? El Ray, I just wanted to say this one thing, too, because I heard you earlier. Don't complain of any civil rights movements or activist movements, like the black liberation movements, to anything Black Lives Matter was doing. Because they was a whole different breed, bro. Straight up and down, Black Lives Matter couldn't even look up as far as look at black liberation movement. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't even know what to do if they had to do the same thing. Our folks, you know what I'm saying, was doing back in the day, fighting for their lives against these cracker knackers. Yo, but go ahead, fam.
Let me go ahead and.
No, I wasn't comparing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no,
I know you wasn't. No, I know you wasn't, but it's the way you said it. I think it was just the way you worded it. It's like, you know, it's like a comparison or whatever. Like, nah.
Let me go ahead and give a shout out to my girl, Goddess Michelle, for her contribution on Cash App. I got Moku up here, so let me get the Moku, and then Ray, I'm gonna get right back to you. Moku, what's going on tonight, man?
What's going on, Bernie? Good to see you back up in the space. Shout out to everybody in the space, all the counter-racist scientists in the building. You know, you're just talking about, well, first I'll speak to the title. Kash Patel, and I'm not surprised. I'm actually surprised that I don't see a lot of other white people mocking Assata Shakur. She was the one that got away. That's how white supremacy looks at her. Not my words, white supremacist words. I mean, Christy fat ass tried to get her back. You know, no shout out to no shout out to New Jersey. No shout out to New Jersey. Down protect black women. Yeah. So.
Oh my God.
Bush and everybody else, not Bush, but Biden, all of them tried to come for her. And she did the right thing by staying away. We are the only race who hunts, who remains are still hunted. That in itself is proof that we are in a system of racism, white supremacy. And it needs to be dismantled. Within a system of justice, we won't have nobody robbing our graves. Where the fuck is Sade Robinson? Excuse my French. Where is Sade Robinson's head? Where's Tamion's throat and body parts? Where's Justin's organs? You know, we still haven't found his organs. Nobody been charged with the crime. We have not seen justice yet. And did the space last night. We were analyzing, shout out to the Cows broadcast, Gus T, the host, counter-racism.com as well. Just doing a little, you know, counter-racist logical thinking. I had a space last night about Jesse Washington. Young 17-year-old that was lynched in Waco, Texas, about 107 years ago. And it's real crazy that we're talking about Assata Shakur, and just doing a little thinking about, you know, us and our situation that we're in right now. And, you know, you brought up lynching, and that's what even made me post my space in the Purple Pill. For anybody that didn't get a chance to listen, I would implore, you know, listen in. Made a lot of great points. Gus T, us, the speakers. Was a lot of participation in the space. And we have had a consecutive history of having our remains robbed after we are deceased, having our graves robbed, having our bodies robbed when being barbecued, lynched. Back in these days, 100 years ago, they used to call Waco, Texas, Barbecue Bill. Victims of racism, white supremacy definitely have a serious problem with changing their language. And the white supremacists definitely don't. They have been using the same confusionary language, actually been confusing us with this language that we use. And I've been seeing us get disciplined with our words and how we use them. I trust that we could do it a lot more, me included. So just, you know, feeling the temperature of what's going on now, I don't really feel like too much has really changed according to the evidence. We're still the 100. Our black bodies are still not safe, even in death. And that's a problem. It's a serious problem. It's one that needs to stop being ignored. We need to stop putting other problems ahead of this problem, because I truly trust, according to the evidence, if we don't get some type of order, constructive order going on, or even discussing what a system of justice doesn't include, things that are, you know, the tools that are needed in the system of racism, white supremacy, they won't have a use. They won't have a use in the system of justice. And I think that's something that we need to talk about, something that we need to discuss. I think a lot of victims can't really fathom a system of justice that doesn't, where money doesn't exist. Because everything acquiesces around a bag or money for more harm. So if you got a system that guarantees that no harm is ever taking place, and that whoever needs constructive help gets it non-fail all the time in every area of people activity. So a lot of things that we have right now that we're used to, that I say kind of addicted to, that will not even exist in a system of justice. So we are headed towards that, whether we like it or not. We are headed towards a system of justice. And so I think I'll just land with, I think we need to be a more logically thinking people, and proving our actions before we even speak. So shout out to you for having the space. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Kash Patel is mocking Assata Shakur, whatever that even looks like. I don't even know what that looks like, mocking. I mean, if he's bad-mouthing victim of racism, white supremacy, we see that all the time. We have been seeing that all of our existence, most of us in this space. I know I have. So, wow, I just hope that we upgrade our thought, speech, and action so we can get to some, what justice, you know, what that looks like and what it feels like, it smells like, you know. Air is even going to be different in the system of justice. I trust it. But yeah, I'll land there. Thanks for letting me speak, Toda, and shout out to everybody in the space again. definitely check out that space, and let's solve more problems. Let's have more problem solving spaces, and I'll land there.
All right, appreciate that, Moku. Thank you for coming up here tonight as well too. I'm hoping that we can get some of our other people to come up here as well too. Come up here and kick it with us tonight. Y'all know around about 10, I'm gonna shut it down anyway. So definitely come on up here if you got a chance to speak. I see my girl Stephanie down there as well too. So shout out to her. Shout out to Counter Racism as well too, guys. Don't be afraid to come on up here and speak. We want to hear. Go ahead, Ray. And Professor, you've been quiet for a minute, but we're gonna get back to you too, Professor. But Ray, what's up?
What's going on, man? Newstoter said 10 o'clock. He's shutting it down, man. Some things never change, I see. Now I'm just giving you a hard time, brother. So I just wanted to just touch on an interview that I saw. And please don't quote me because I might have this a little bit off, but I believe it was the son of the officer that was killed that night, that he actually still has the handcuffs that were used to arrest Assata Shakur, and he was saying that whether she's alive or passed away, they wanted to see her in handcuffs. So it probably is better, if they keep that sister over in Cuba. But then again, that might have been one of the colleagues that was there tonight, or someone that worked with that police officer. But they said no matter what, they wanted to see her in handcuffs, whether she was dead or alive. So I wouldn't put it past them for them folks to try to put her in handcuffs in her casket. So I wouldn't put nothing past them. And I just wanted to clarify something that I was saying earlier, just so we're all 100% crystal clear. So the Black Liberation Army, which Assata Shakur was a part of, that was just like a branch of the bigger Black liberation movement. So it really was a broad term because, that encompasses, Black freedom, civil rights, Black power, the Panthers, Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam. All of those, again, those collectively make up the Black liberation movement. And obviously, from what I understand, those initials were kind of like used for the Black Lives Matter movement, BLM. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Appreciate that, Ray. Let me go ahead and get to Professor. Professor, what's going on?
Yeah. Good to see you back up in there, Total. Glad to see you got that account. Well, you got your second account up, so that's good. And you'll build up more people, that's for sure, as time goes on, man. I really hate the way it went down, though, because based off just what you posted, you didn't say anything. All words were about Charlie Kirk himself. So the person that spoke all of this into existence was Charlie Kirk himself. And so with that being said, no one said anything against him. We didn't celebrate it, but we wasn't up in here sitting here going to lie about what this man had been saying about Black America. Everything that was said about him was true, that he put into existence, okay? So, Total, you didn't do anything wrong, man. And yes, that post gained a lot of traction. And like you said, it would still be gaining traction right now if it was still able to be seen. So shout out to you for putting it out there, because it was just the truth, okay? And that's what we're supposed to do anyway. We don't supposed to celebrate misinformation. We're supposed to celebrate truth, right? So that's what we do. Now, Sister Assata, rest in peace. I hope they do not bring her body back here, because based off what I've been seeing out of New Jersey, I think recently the commissioner of I guess I forgot what New Jersey calls it. I know down here in Alabama they call it ALEA, Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. I don't know what it's called in New Jersey. I guess it's saying maybe the Department of something up there, but whoever is the commissioner up there said something about they don't want her being able to come back here. Now, that's what I saw I just read that, as a matter of fact, the commissioner of whatever y'all's law enforcement is called up there in New Jersey. And also the governor. And what is the governor's name again? It was the governor and the commissioner. It's Phil Murphy. Okay, Phil Murphy. Those two have actually spoken out and said they do not want her coming back to New Jersey. So there you go.
Phil Murphy is not from New Jersey. He's from Boston. Prejudice as Boston too far away. Phil Murphy is not in New Jersey. He don't got a right to say crap. There you go.
He shouldn't. He shouldn't say anything. None of them should say anything. Let's be honest, y'all. The history of law enforcement in this country is one based on white supremacy, and particularly white supremacy males, okay, who dominate that profession. And everything centers around what they want and how they believe it should be done. And a lot of times it's done dirty, okay? It's done with corruption and it's done with a lot of dirt, okay? But let's keep it real, and that's all of it. Not just New Jersey, not just Alabama, not just Georgia, Mississippi. It's all of the law enforcement all together, along with the federal side of it. So it's all corrupt and dirty, period. That's just how we have to look at it. It's never been a friend to Black America. And I think we all can agree on that. Now, with that being said, Sister Assata, we thank you, Sister, for your many writings, your many contributions to Black American society. I just hate that you had to go through what you had to go through, as most of us know that our people and ancestors have had to go through in this country. And it looks like we're going to continue to have to deal with a lot of this stuff in this country because these folks just can't seem to leave Black America alone. So, and getting to that, I'm talking about Kash Patel, right? He just had to bring up this sister's name, right? Because we sit here giving our honor to our sister Assata. And who are you, Kash Patel? You're not even a part of the country. You're not part of this country. Who are you? But y'all celebrate Charlie Kirk, okay? But Kash Patel, you're not part of this. You're not a part of the Black American side of it. You're not even a part of the white American side of it. Really, you somebody that should just stay out of this. Really. That's how you should look at it. Stay out of it. You one of those Indians that need to go right back over there where you belong, which is over in India. So I don't understand why you felt like you had to put your 2 cents into something that's related to our sister Assata. Okay? Anything related to Black America, I really wish all of you people would keep your mouths out of it, because y'all are so willing to celebrate Charlie Kirk. Y'all continue to make up lies to honor this man. And we know that this man was nothing but a bigot. And he did nothing positive to contribute to America. And I'm just keeping it real. That's the only way I can be. That's the only way we all can be. We can't sit up here and tell lies. That's wrong to sit up here and be like, oh, Charlie Kirk, he did a lot for Black America, as we've seen some of our Black people tend to do, i.e., I think I heard, is it Reverend Al? I think I heard the other day, up in church, or he was somewhere, and he was talking all nice about Charlie Kirk. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. People that's supposed to be leaders, right, within this community, within our community, are doing a disservice to us. Okay? You should be doing stuff right now, Reverend Al and the other Black leaders. You should be doing stuff right now to show that you want to protect your own people. We need our leaders to be out here trying to fight for protections, such as the anti-hate crime bill. Where's that thought process at? I want to know, where are our leaders on that? Instead of speaking on how we should feel about Charlie Kirk, I really want to know where are the black leaders on what's going on with us, where we are being attacked. See, that's what I want to know. So I don't care about Charlie Kirk. I don't care. But I want to know what are black leaders going to say and try to do in relation to our people to protect us. Because we are the ones that's being attacked. Okay? We are. That's what I want to know from these so-called black leaders, the people that keep talking about we should have some kind of empathy for these people, these bigots. How am I going to have empathy for a bigot? Come on, man. Something is really off in America, man, where we got black faces that actually want to honor racist people.
Professor, can I say something to that, to what you just said?
Yeah, go ahead, sister.
These people aren't our leaders. We got to stop calling these people our leaders. These people are not our leaders. These people were handed to us by white folks. They're no more than, the white man sitting in the back of the church. They know better than that. These clowns, Reverend Al. There's certain things about Reverend Al that I like, but let's be 100% honest. Folks like Reverend Al who go out and defend Charlie or feel the need to say something nice about him, those aren't leaders. Those are spooks who sat by the door. They're sitting by our door gatekeeping. They're going back. They're two-faced. They're going back and forth between the black community while collecting the white check. These people don't have nothing to do with us. We don't have leaders. What we have is impeders. People who are sick to impede us.
Hey, amen. Because that's exactly what these folks are. And this is why I get frustrated when I hear any of them talking to us like we just supposed to listen to what they say. And I'm letting all of you leaders know, so-called leaders know, we don't have to listen to you. We don't have to accept Charlie Kirk. We don't have to have empathy for Charlie Kirk. We don't have to celebrate his death neither. We don't have to do any of it. All we want to do is fight for what is ours in America. And that's pretty much everything. If you really want to know the truth, that's what we want. I don't care about what's going on with that man. And I just read somewhere where his birthday is coming up and they're talking about having some kind of nationwide celebration for him. I don't care. They don't have to worry about me celebrating because I don't care about Charlie Kirk. Okay? But I do care about my people and what we need to get to be able to make it in this country. That's what we need to be fighting for. And Tota, once again, brother, I'm glad that you're back up in here. I hate that you even had to go through that because I know you said you had built it up for what, 8 years, that account. And then it's like all of a sudden it's just torn apart. Well, see, that's what white supremacy does, man. It takes stuff from us that we worked hard to build up. Isn't that the kind of the story in America when it comes to Black America? Like our towns that we built up, and what did they do? They burned them down. They lynched people. They flooded our cities out. These folks have done all kinds of stuff, man. But here's the thing, too, Trouble and family. If y'all been paying attention to all this recent stuff that's going on, have y'all noticed that it's all white males that is just doing all kinds of crazy stuff? Have y'all heard about the most recent stuff? The shooting, what was it, in North Carolina? I think Saturday. Then, of course, you had that other shooting in Michigan. That was yesterday at a church, right? Mormon church. And then they arrested another white male yesterday that I guess he was in the process of planning to go shoot up, I think, a gay pride parade is what I saw. And then just today, or maybe it was yesterday, they arrested a white male that was climbing over the fence at the White House. So I'm telling y'all, every time you look around, you're seeing some crazy stuff happening. And who's the faces? Who are these faces that you're seeing? So I'm going to land right there.
All right, appreciate that, Professor. Let me go ahead. I was gonna get to Beauty, but I see she just went ahead and dropped down. Beauty, if you get a chance to come back, I'm gonna send you the invite to come back up here and speak because I was just about to get to you when you went ahead and dropped down. But I'm really because I got that DJ. I sent you that text with the actual image from the that tweet that went viral. I thought about posting that tweet again just so everybody can see the actual numbers on that thing as well too. But ain't no telling with these people. I may still be underneath their watch or whatever. But yeah, I can read it real quick. And Stephanie, don't go nowhere because I got you. I just wanted the numbers. It had 2 million impressions, over 77,000 engagements, 26,000 detail expands, over 1,800 profile visits. So it's that was back September the 10th or whatever. So I want to post it just so everybody can see the actual impact that actual tweet had as well too. So I may still post it or not. Stephanie, go ahead and unmute your mic. How you doing tonight?
Welcome back. I'm so glad that you're back. We was trying to figure out how to see if we can get you back. I'm so glad you brought this up. Number one, Kash Patel, he's nothing more than a puppet, okay? Him and all these other ones that look like him, their main concern is putting us in the caste system, okay? People like Al Sharpton and all these other so-called black leaders that love to throw blackness around when it's convenient. The only thing they're in for it is because of the money. It's a good grift. You can write a couple of books. You can get your TV show. And if you say one bad thing about Charlie Kirk, your show will be canceled. He's a coward. People like him and people like these other ones that sit up there talking about he wasn't a bad guy, he didn't say too many things that was bad, you're the problem. And I'm so embarrassed that this man is from Brooklyn. I really, really am. It's embarrassing to hear this man speak because he's not even respected in New York like that anyway, because people see the con for what it is. Excuse me. Rest in peace to Assata Shakur and people that like to denigrate her. First and foremost, Kash Patel needs to be concerned with that thyroid glandular problem that he has because it looked like his eyes is about to fall out his head at any second. So screw him. His words mean nothing. Okay? His words mean absolutely nothing. So I don't respect him. He's getting dog walk right now. Everybody's making fun of him. He's nothing more than a joke anyway because the man talked about Valhalla. Last time I checked, I ain't seen no brown folks in Valhalla. Okay? That's for the so-called people of Asgard.
The Vikings, yeah.
The Vikings and the Norse and all of that other crap, you know? But last time I checked, I ain't seen no brown folks in Asgard or Valhalla. So he need to get himself back in order because they don't like you either. They're just using you. So in other words, screw him, screw Charlie Kirk. I don't care. They can take my information down. They can't fire me anyway. But thank you for allowing me to speak. And those are my words and not yours, Newstoter. Okay? So if they want to come and take it out on me, they can. I'll be ready for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate it. They're gonna pretty much do what they want to do anyway. So if they do, I'll just go ahead and create another account anyways. Like I said, because I am very tempted to go ahead and put up those numbers of what that tweet actually did, and just with the caption, "This is what got Newstoter banned on X." I'm really I'm trying my best not to. That's one reason, like I say, why I didn't come back on this app immediately because I know I would have been spitting fire, and I would have got the new account I would have set up would have been kicked off as well too. So that's the only reason why I kind of rested up for a minute and took time off and didn't come right back because I knew, I was really pissed about that thing because everybody was going in on X about Kirk supporters, people against him and stuff like that. And, they singled out who they want to single out when it got right down to it. And you're right about Kash Patel. Now, this is somebody here just got over here. He's gonna sit up here and tell black people wasn't here during the time that black people was suffering and catching hell, like Assata, who was born in an era where as a black person you were limited on so many things that you could do. Had the government the actual position that he actually holds now, that J. Edgar Hoover held. And we know J. Edgar Hoover, how he honed in on black people, how it was his mission to destroy any positivity that black people were putting out, whether it was Dr. King, Malcolm X, the Black Panthers, you name it. His whole thing was to go ahead and crush black people, and any type of resistance or any fear of this quote unquote black messiah rising up out of the ashes to go ahead and to direct black people. So for this guy to sit up here and be a foot soldier and tell black people who they should and shouldn't idolize, when you come from a culture, let's be for real, that idolizes Gandhi, and you got the nerve to sit up here and tell us who we can or can't remember with fondness. I really, really don't have much use for this dude, to be honest. So he can go elsewhere. He can say what he wants to, because he was one of the main ones. I'm sure he hadn't opened his mouth to say one negative word about Charlie Kirk. And he's not going to say anything negative about Charlie Kirk as well, too. He's going to go ahead and he's going to ride along with that whole conservative wing. And it is surprising. Well, it's not really surprising, but to see so many Democrats who's been kind of seesawing back and forth, because I guess they feel like, hey, a lot of Republicans are putting the blame on them for Kirk being iced and everything else like that. So I guess they're trying to tread closely, and they don't want to upset too many people because they're for fear of election time and all of this kind of stuff coming up as well too. So they want to kind of go ahead and say, well, he wasn't this and he wasn't that and this and that or whatever. But Charlie Kirk couldn't sit up there and say the kind of stuff about Jewish people that he said about black people and be treated with kitty gloves. If he had the type of remarks about Jewish people the way that he had about black people, he would not be held with this kind of fondness and the right as much as they want to. They could not prop him up the way they're propping him up. Go ahead, Moku, you got it.
Excuse me. Just sitting here had a thought, it's crazy that this Calvin Klein gentleman, whatever, murderer, race soldier, I don't know, suspected racist, I'll say. It's funny how he gets murdered. Nobody's black is talking about digging up his remains. They ain't got to guard his grave. But Assata Shakur dies. White supremacy talking about, we want her dead in handcuffs. We don't care if she's dead or alive. You know what I'm saying? We all in fear. We hope her body does, because they'll get her remains. We're worried about what'll be done to Assata Shakur's remains, but nobody is talking about Charlie Kirk's remains. I just found that real weird.
Oh, you through, Moku? Okay, appreciate that. Let me go ahead.
I just found that real weird.
Let me go ahead and get the black majority state. Black, how you doing tonight?
Hey, what's going on, brother Newstoter? What's up?
Hey, what's up with you, man?
I'm out here working, driving. I got clipped and, tried to get back in. So shout out to brother Moko, because I know exactly what he's talking about. And that is problematic for sure. So Kash Patel, he's the trash and the baggage and the garbage that comes along with voting for Trump. So when you vote for that person, you get everything that comes with it. So there's that. I don't think he's going to make it to the end of Trump's administration, but you get it all. It's a package deal for those who, decided to cast their vote in that direction. So that kind of is what it is. Assata Shakur. So, shout out to Tupac, of course. legacy of that. I can't remember the brother's name who was incarcerated, who was his stepfather. Say that again.
Matulo Shakur.
It was Mo Preem. It was Mo Preem.
Yeah, it's okay. So Mo Preem and Matulo. I know the Matulo name. He's the one who I believe did they release him right before he was about to pass away?
Yeah, and he passed away right after they released him. That was his stepdad.
Yeah. Shout out to all of the folks who really was holding it down. Was really on that liberation wave. Really about that life. I don't think did anybody mention that they actually, broke her out of prison and got her out of this country? That is an amazing feat, and just an expression of Black love that you probably won't see again in this country at that level, unfortunately, the way things are today. But so rest with God for her and all the folks who really were buried in the belly of the beast, in a prison cell. Even though they lived their lives, they were basically buried alive. So it's a really sad ending to just the people kind of sitting back and watching and allowing and not doing anything about it. It's how I'll characterize that whole situation. So to the band. So I've got, and I probably got like five or six sleeper accounts. I don't use them. I don't need them. They've been around for a few years now. I check in every once in a while. I quote tweet from them. But like I've been saying to myself, and I've been saying in our spaces, I think I'm approaching like 200,000 tweets or something insane. I don't even know what the number is because it's been a while since I looked at it. And I've been saying to myself, what more productive things could I have done with that time? I've been spending less and less time on Twitter, and I feel better. I just feel better, So that's a trend that I'm definitely going to continue as time progresses. And I think if they ever took this account, because I've thought about it, I think it'll be a blessing because I'm right on the precipice of my whole AI thing that I got going on, and it'll just give me all this time to focus on that, and I'll use Twitter as an advertising place after that. I'll use Facebook, YouTube, all these places just to advertise what I got going on. But it sucks for something that you built over 8 years of your life. It's a time, energy, effort for it to be just taken away over accurate information, truthful information. And it makes me wonder, about what are our people willing to deal with? When is enough actually truly enough? When it really comes down to the come down. There was a few women or a few other persons on this app who also had their account suspended recently, and it was before that situation that occurred. And I say to myself, man, what is it? And then I started to think, well, maybe this is a drug. Maybe social media is a drug. Maybe it is providing a dopamine fix, a serotonin fix. Maybe it is something that you do develop an addiction to, and it's hard to just break it, and break the cycle. So I don't know. I'm sort of contemplating. It's a damn shame because, again, I'm at whatever thousands of tweets and all the time and effort I put into this account. And if they ever take it away, like they take another accounts away, I'm just done with them. Like, I'm not coming back for that, and I try to monitor what I say. I think about it before I hit send. Sometimes I block any white account. I will engage with a white account just to clarify the point that I'm making, and then after that, I'm either blocking them or I'm no longer interacting with them because they have these bot forms, and that's what they do. They swarm and then they mass report. It's just something I've witnessed over time. But thanks for allowing me to speak. I'm glad you're back. Hopefully, because you are sort of a place that's neutral. A lot of people can come in here. I see more different faces and different folks who, were able to come into your spaces and have civil discourse. And so that's something that's always been needed and poorly, desperately needed at all times, and certainly in these times. And I'll just land with that.
Thank you, Black. I appreciate you saying that as well, too. I know I was well over, who knows, 100 and some odd thousand tweets as well, too. And so I know exactly what you're saying. And I'm also implementing AI as well, too. I want to get it to the point, like I was telling DJ, I use social media for branding and stuff like that. But my main thing is trying to appear in the search engines. Also, because I know what it's about. I mean, if you was to add up all the traffic I got, and the vast majority of it comes from social media. I mean, I've had well over probably 600,000-700,000 visitors, which is not a whole lot, when you think about it. But I'm trying to get into the organic type traffic where I'm not really relying on actual social media as well, too. I want to use this, to keep branding and everything else like that as well, too. But I really want to go ahead because I was, when this site first popped up back in 2017, man, I was tweeting out sometimes 100 tweets a day, just content from the site, just trying to go ahead and flood the actual Twitter and stuff like that as well, too. And I don't tweet out those kind of numbers anymore because I am using different type of technologies and everything else like that as well, too. My main thing, come early part of, and I've already started implementing AI in certain parts of Newstoter already. That's why I was kind of going for a while too, and I'm implementing some with video, little quick news articles, taking that and letting AI go ahead and make little short videos out of that. So I've been using that lately on the site when I was gone off of here with the suspension. So I'm just trying to go ahead and elevate. I want to get it to the point where, hey, this is, social media is great and this and that or whatever. Because one thing about social media, the traffic is never consistent. You may get 500 people one day and you may get 50 people the next day. So I don't want to be dependent on traffic from social media. I want to go ahead and lock it down. And we're looking at possibly even starting a Newstoter clone site in 2026, a 2.0 version as well too, because Google's kind of bottlenecked us as well too with some of the mass changes I did this year in terms of some of the mass changes, some of the amount of data that I had to delete and stuff like that. That kind of bottlenecked the actual site as well too. So looking at potentially even starting a 2.0 version as well too in 2026 to go ahead and give a fresh. It's still the same layout, still the same sources and everything from our partners, but just a newer, fresher, energized look to go ahead and so that bottleneck effect won't actually weigh us down anymore as well too, because back in the beginning of this year in 2025, I got rid of something like 25,000 posts or something on the site, and that put a big bottleneck on the site as well too. So we're definitely trying to move forward, and it's just trying to give Black people their own source of news, their own representation, and everything else like that as well too. And the spaces really have helped. The spaces help more with just the tweeting that I did. The spaces help bring, brand visibility and everything else like that, because you're still a smaller platform as well. But it did bring brand visibility to the site as well too. And I want to go ahead and still, still try to do spaces. Me and DJ back in 2022 and Ray as well too. Back in 2022, man, we was doing spaces like 3-4 spaces a week at one time, man. It kind of tone it down some to like 2 spaces a week or 3 or whatever. But, we was hitting it like 3-4 spaces a week, man. And we kind of toned it down or whatever. And I don't think I'm going to take it back to that point where it's going to be 4 a night. But I do want to see about trying to maybe do 2, because I have so many different things and projects I'm working on as well too. But outside of having a family, and trying to take care of that as well too. And, my own life. So, you got to try to mix in time when you have the time as well too. But definitely 2026. And one thing we have to look at it, and I'm glad Black said that there's so much new technology out there. AI is not going anywhere. It's just in its infancy stages right now. Me and DJ talk about that. It is going to get way more sophisticated. We have to prepare ourselves because AI in the next 10, 15, 20 years is going to eliminate a lot of jobs and a lot of positions as well too. So we might as well get ready for that crunch that's coming as well to get ourselves situated. We know it can't eliminate every job, but it is going to knock a lot of jobs and positions out there as well too. And I plan on being one of the ones to capitalize on it because I'm already getting my hands on it. We're already testing things out and stuff like that as well too. 2026, we're definitely coming for it hard. Black, you want to go ahead and add something in there?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you 3 technologies to look into, and you can teach yourself, YouTube University yourself to really get it, or find someone on Fiverr or Upwork or somebody freelancer to do it. But it sounds like you need SEO optimization, search engine optimization. You need to automate your flow on Newstoter so that the AI agents will actually go out and find the news that you want and automatically put it on your platform. And all you got to do is set it up, and then it basically runs itself after that. The other thing is API keys. So I don't know how your site's set up, but you get API keys. You can partner with a news service, and you can kind of filter the type of news that you're looking for. And then same thing, it'll just propagate on your site at the schedule that you set up. So those 3 things, would really make your site cook, and you would just basically have to monitor it, but not really overly manage it. You know what I'm saying? So it freed up a lot of time. So that's what you should, if you have time to look into it. And just knowing those 3 things, like I said, Upwork or Fiverr, somewhere, someone affordable can probably figure it out for you. So I'll end with that.
Oh yeah, and all that stuff you said it's already implemented in there. We're just going to expand it, and like I say, the 2.0 version will be leaner, and that'll take the bottleneck effect of all of the content that was deleted off of there, and some of the issues that came and stuff with some of the SEO issues we had as well too. So everything you're saying, because it's already an automated site anyways in terms of the content that we get and stuff like that. It's already automated, but we're adding a touch of AI and everything else to it as well too. So it's already been added actually, but we're just going to expand on that. So everything that you say, API and all of that stuff, yeah, we're hitting it already. So that's why I say I'm definitely and unless something changed this year and it's kind of different look in Google. More than likely, we're planning on maybe February, March, probably March, maybe April, of trying to create a new Newstoter site 2.0, leaner, faster, and that's where we're headed with AI and everything installed and helping and everything else like that as well too. So that is definitely the vision for 2026. Appreciate that, Black. I see I got my girl Rella up here. Rella, what's going on with you tonight? How you doing?
Hey, Newstoter. Shout out to the space. Shout out to the room. It took me a minute because my phone screen is jacked. So I had to play around with figuring out, like I'm playing, almost working for the blind. Shout out to all the blind disabled people in the world. I see how you guys have to lean into other senses when you can't see. And it's very, very, if you are not astute in that particular type of communication, you're going to be fast-tracked in if you destroy the screen of your phone. But I want to say I'm glad you're back. Every night, I look forward to, seeing, all of the familiar faces, that would get us through these, this nightmare, purgatory, I call it, that we're living in at times. At times when we are always going through, because we're always under constant attack and constant, surveillance. And we seem to be the most brilliant and prestigious people to create a news platform, to create and write books for Black men and women and children to still be able to survive these monstrous times. It is not by any means taken lightly, and I thank God for the people, the strength of the people in this room, for the people who are on the ground that we have not met, and the people that will come after us in the future. Shout out to Assata Shakur and her legacy, and the legacy of all of the legendary people whose names miss me, because that generation of time was not taught to us in regards to liberation and protection and preservation. It wasn't taught to us enough to know how to protect ourselves and to embrace our strength, and what does it look like to fight back when you are up against the wall. And immigrants have infiltrated our country, as they always do and always have done. Nobody questioned who Charlie Kirk's family was. No one questioned if he was a Mayflower descendant or someone that was from this soil, or where his family was, but they allowed him to go around and spew such hatred, even so much so that they immortalized him, or are trying to immortalize him, because, again, the more they try to move away from being labeled as destructive white male individuals, they prove the very opposite. They're murdered by their own people, and they still will try to find a way to attack Black Americans. They'll bring in immigrants and still use them to be propped up as the new face of America, only to start a civil war, to want to fight those who they believe they can conquer the most, because we have never shown, I think, as a collective, let me caution my words, as a full-on collective, 40 million people, what fight really looks like. We have spared this country. We have spared the land that we live in, because we love the land that our bones of our ancestors live in, because we haven't gone anywhere else. We haven't left to go and flee and run and claim some other land. Because deep down inside, children of the Son of God, we know what love and life looks like. You know what telling the truth, and as they would say, tell it on the mountain. You know what that sounds like. That's why they didn't like you, Newstoter. That's why they didn't want to make sure that your platform got the visualization to have the conversation like they claim Charlie Kirk was doing. If it was a fair fight, if it was ever going to be a fair fight or conversation or debate, then they would have given you the same opportunity, the same respect as an American as they were doing Charlie Kirk, as he went around and spread terrorism on college campus and wanting to talk about social issues while claiming they're not socialist. They are not communist. They are not Marxist, while wanting to make them into being a Marxist. There seems to be a lot of hypocrisy from a people that cannot claim whether or not that they are the true people of this land. They cannot keep their allegiance to this land. They give their allegiance up at the first dollar sign. and then teach other groups of people that they bring into the country to give their allegiance up, not just of themselves, but to the first dollar sign. Our lineage tells the truth about what honor and what prestige and class looks like. The imprint of what humanity looks like when it's time for a new generation of people to be brought up and discovered. Charlie Kirk hasn't solved anything. Their administration hasn't solved anything. Kash Patel was looking for his next dollar sign so his family wouldn't be caught up in the immigration conversation. That's why his first statement when he was sworn in as FBI director, I'm a child of an immigrant and look where I am. Winsome Sears.
I'm about to say, we'll see you on Valhalla.
You already know. DJ, you already know. Everybody gonna catch a stray. Winsome Sears did the same thing. I'm a child of an immigrant, and I can't believe that this country is in the position that it's in. Well, immigrants keep coming in here and holding up lies, misinformation, just so that they won't be the targets of destruction. And now, what's happening? Muslims, Ashkenazi Jews, now they trying to have a war and trying to figure out who are they going to enlist in the task to help fight against the Muslims. Don't look to Black America. This is their last run. All of the gems that left imprints and templates of what love and humanity and fight look like, they are transitioning into the next realm. And we are either going to follow their footsteps and make it greater and move forward and do something better, or we just exist until it's time for us to transition. But you can't say you didn't know when it comes to your front door. You can't say you weren't aware of it when it gets to your front door. You can no longer say, oh, well, I need to vote for this one over this one. Because you know, you can no longer turn your eyes to things that are happening right now. You can't. Newstoter getting booted off a system. Honestly, it's kind of like people not really paying attention. What would happen if we were to all unplug from X? They would lose so much money. And we all go over to a different platform like Funded. Any other platform but the ones that they've created, they would lose their minds because they couldn't track you other than your phone. They would lose their minds. And that is where I think we need to start to migrate. Migrate off of places, not just that don't serve us, but that harm us, that pretend that they want to be the voice of the voiceless. Humanity looks like us. That's the reason why they have to try to fake what humanity looks like. Your name is Newstoter. It's so original. Not just original. It's a platform where you can have a conversation. A real conversation. You can introduce information. And everybody gets a chance to speak. You do not demonize anybody. You do not sit around and warp information, even if it's something that you don't know. You say, I don't know, I have to do some research. There's room for growth. That's humanity. That's moving into using technology and weaponizing it for the building up of humanity. Not what they're doing. Manipulating media. being, hysterical people and traumatizing them. Them white people are traumatized from watching him get, a hollow point into the neck. They don't even talk about the mental instability they have. Because more and more of these shootings keep happening. The church and somebody coming from the middle, they don't even take care of their own. They break their stuff. And when they break their stuff, then they want to say, well, it's the black people in the DEI. The DEI. Kash Patel is a DEI hire. Melania is a DEI wife. First Lady, she's the DEI. Everybody who is in these positions become DEI hires, and they seem to forget the people who literally laid the foundation. And still, we talking about lynchings in 2025. Bodies and children going missing. Adults being taken. It's bananas. Welcome back, Newstoter.
Thank you, Rella. I missed you as well too. It's been a minute. I hadn't even I don't think I heard you in the last few spaces, so it's been a while since I actually heard your voice, but it's good to hear from you as usual. And we got a chance to hear from some of the sisters. We got a chance to hear from Trouble, Stephanie, and Rella tonight, so that's always a good thing as well too. Shout out to everybody. If you up in the space and used to follow me, guys, make sure y'all go ahead and follow me. We got to rebuild it back up, brick by brick again, but hey, it's possible. Go ahead, tweet it out, let everybody know that Newstoter is back in the place as well too. Click the notification bells as well too, guys. Go to the Newstoter page, click the notification bell so you guys will be alert whenever I post something new as well too. So definitely click the notification bell. I gotta get back used to seeing on this thing as well too, because it's been a minute. It's like I'm like totally new on this site again. So let me go ahead and get to my girl Stephanie, and I guess we'll get ready to close this thing out. Stephanie, you still there?
I forgot what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought. If I remember, I'll get back to you.
Okay. Not an issue, not a problem, Stephanie. Appreciate it. Like I say, guys, we are back up in the place as well, too. If you used to follow, I see some people in here. If you guys used to follow the platform, go ahead and follow us again as well, too. We're going to try to hold a couple spaces a week, try to get this thing back rolling as much as we can. And, definitely check the website, newstoter.com out as well, too. Black, you got it. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Okay, let me God bless everybody in the space. God bless everybody, you and your family, of course. DJ been saying it forever, and it finally made sense to me. So, in this tech conversation, I'm going to say it to you. If you're going to do Newstoter 2.0, definitely do an app. And put a paywall up so that you are monetized day one. Because the app stores, and there's multiple of them, Apple and Android, Google Play. I think there's 6 billion people with devices. I think they paid out over $400 million. That's just on the Apple platform. I think they paid out $400 million to independent app makers last year. So that number's going to double and triple over time. So definitely get involved. And that's all I wanted to say. Thanks for allowing me to speak again.
No problem. Appreciate that, Black. I know those apps are kind of expensive to make, though. So I'd have to look and see what the cost of them and everything. But I know they can be pretty pricey as well, too. But that's definitely I definitely do want to get to the point where I can have an app as well, to have a site and the actual app, because like you said, that app is money. It's definitely money in it. So that's something I definitely want to do as well, too. Professor DJ, you guys want to add something in before we get ready to close this thing out?
Can I say one last thing, Newstoter?
Yes, ma'am.
And shout out to Gone Fishing, because you know I love me some Gone Fishing. You know I see you and my girl Trouble up there. 50 grand slam. God is good. Professor, Freaky Deaky Professor, and DJ. Listen, shout out to the room and the space. Love you, Rella. I love you more.
Yeah, we love you, Rella. You know we always love you. Even though you take about an hour, we love you.
I met a woman, and it's so funny when God is Good was saying, you know, when you're not on X, you know, wasting your time, you got other things to do, you can get more stuff done. And in the midst of, you know, going through, God is still putting me in positions in the right spaces when I unplug, right? So I met a woman at the courthouse when I went to go file my paperwork. By the way, y'all should be filing your paperwork if you ain't done it yet. She said, I just got appointed to, you know, the board for housing, people who are unhoused, and the conversation around veterans, and I just got appointed by the governor here, right? I said, oh, okay, really? I said, I'd really love to talk to you about unhoused and homelessness, and, you know, the things that I've seen and what's going on in our city and in the state. And she said, well, we have a meeting on October 2nd. And do you want to speak? I said, yes, I would love to attend. She said, okay. It's an older Black woman. She said, I'm going to put you down. She said, so I want you to be there. You going to come? And I said, yes, I'll come. And she said, okay, I'm going to put you down as my guest so you can speak. The fight is not with the false evidence. The fight is with the things that we are trying to achieve. The fight is in real life. And the people who are getting ready to move on and go on with their life, they are looking for the next generation of people to carry the mantle, because they can't. And it's not that they won't, they're tired. So, Newstoter, whatever door that you need to move in space with technology and the places you need to be, I pray all of those things and those doors just open like butter. And the spaces that take up your time, I ask that those doors be closed so that you can focus on the mission that you were put here on this earth to do. And that's with all of us. So that way, when you hear the voice of my children, there'll be doors that will open up automatically for them. They won't have to deal with a Kash Patel. They won't have to deal with the unambiguous and uninvited Emmys who come in and provide cannon fodder. They won't have to deal with the coons who just want to be an adjacent to white supremacy, because there will be such a huge foundation set for them that they would have no choice but to see it and follow it. That is where we must go. It is where we must be. Not just for the benefits of the future, but even for today. Because if we don't survive today, tomorrow, there ain't no future for our children. It isn't. So whatever you got to do to get your stuff up off the ground, make moves, let's get it. Let's get on it. Because I'm telling you, we've been waiting for ourselves for the longest time. And we don't want to get to the point where we don't want to do nothing. And don't let these people deter you. Go where, what Ishmael said, go where you are loved and celebrated. Well, damn it, if we got to create our own spaces where we are loved and celebrated, that's where we go. That's what we'll do. They'll lose their minds. And while they're losing their minds, we'll be gaining our righteous minds. That's all I got.
All right. Thank you, Miss Rella. I appreciate that as well too. And definitely that's the goal. That's the plan moving forward, definitely. So I appreciate that. I guess DJ or Professor, if you guys want to say something, you can. If y'all cool or not, that's
yeah. What you call it? I know we ain't get a chance to say. Well, I didn't get a chance to say certain things about how New Jersey really is over here. After New Jersey is the most prejudiced state on the planet. It's worse than Mississippi. I don't care what y'all say. You know what I'm saying? It's worse than Florida, Georgia, all combined, y'all. Trust me, come up here. You're going to see the racism. You know what I'm saying? It's underhanded. You know what I mean? So, yeah, do your homework on the New Jersey State Troopers. Again, do your homework on the New Jersey State Troopers. I'm trying to find my post that I actually put over here, a thread about NJ State Troopers, how prejudiced they are. It ain't really a lot of black melanated people on the state trooper force here in New Jersey. Remember, it was 2 state troopers that pulled Assata and the other brother Rashad over. And who knows what happened on the highway or the turnpike at that moment. And obviously, guns was drawn and shots was fired. Now, Assata, she didn't shoot anybody that night, actually. They didn't find any gun residue on hand when she went to court. So it's like, well, why was she still found guilty? Well, it could have been because of some other charges or whatever, because, back then, our folks was doing all types of stuff because the white folks was doing all types of stuff to us. So it was really like a back and forth tit for tat. But at the end of the day, New Jersey police been prejudiced. When state troopers used to be here in Irvington, New Jersey, which is the up the hill section of Newark or whatever, but it's called Irvington. We just call it up the hill. Or, you could, up in Irvington, you need to go to Newark. You're going down the hill. So you go up the hill. State troopers used to actually be the Irvington police force. Repeat, the New Jersey State Troopers used to be the Irvington police force. Irvington was so bad at one time, they had to have like some type of National Guard type thing going on over here, especially like during the riots way back in the 60s and jump. All throughout the 70s, Irvington was terrible. And, even when I was growing up, Irvington, I ain't going to say it was terrible, but, it was still bad. I had to come outside and fight every day. You know how this go. Or hustle, do something with your life. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sit around. But the state troopers used to just snatch people up off the block because you had to stop and frisk so they could just snatch you up in that sense. And, they'll whoop your butt and take you to like a gang-infested neighborhood, do some dirt over there and throw you out the car, beat up. You know what I'm saying? Like you see in the movies, they used to do that to us around here. You know what I mean? And you might not even be running the streets, be a gangster or a gangbanger or running with a crew or anything. They just did that to random people, man. It got to the point so many internal investigations was coming in on the level of prejudice, harassment. You know what I mean? Not following their own rules and internal affairs going on over here in New Jersey. Man, check these internal affairs in your neighborhood with the police. And I guarantee you definitely got to check it down in the South where a lot of our folks bypass these incidents that happen to us and don't file an internal affairs report on the police. Straight up, you got to file an IA report on 12, yo. Don't let these jokers get away with anything, because the moment they get away with it doing you dirty, they're going to do it to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And this is why we say silence is violence. You better speak up or say something or do something. You might have to do something irrational. I ain't promoting none, but I'm just saying get busy because your life depends on it, straight up and down. So for all y'all that may come up here from the South and come to the North, don't think these white folks' kindness is a way to them just being nice to you. Some of them just doing that to find a way to snake you in your back when you ain't looking. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? This is not to say all, because it ain't all people conversation. But you better start keeping your eye out. And for all those that think up north is like this sweet kind of dandy place where there ain't no racism or prejudice, y'all better start asking some questions. Because I hear a lot of our folks say stuff like that. And it ain't true under any circumstances. So we've been getting ostracized up here. We don't got no businesses up here. We don't got anything up here in that sense. And then we mixed in with these black immigrants where it's at the point you don't even know who's who unless you hear someone talking. And these first, second, third, fourth generation, they talk just like we're talking. I'm talking to you now. You don't hear no accent, tone of voice. You might hear it if they get mad or have to speak to someone in a certain sense. You might hear it then, but it's gotten to the point you can't even tell. Or folks that you have befriended and grew up with, you never even knew they was Jamaican or whatever unless you went to their household. Some of these folks that you thought was Black American up here all your life, man, you finding out that, hey, yeah, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm Black this. Wow, for real, I never knew that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the game, man. This is why we got to gatekeep our stuff, start protecting our stuff, and Cash, you would tell her, you know what I'm saying? Go, you over here talking smack with your musty Ganges river bathing, group eating, finger all in the food with your dirty Nell Indian, Vivek, deport all these people. Yo, get them all up out of here, you know what I'm saying? And look, better be careful with these white folks, Cash. They want your head beat. So definitely don't be talking about us. You got bigger problems. You got these Charlie Kirk boys on your head about that Epstein list, B. You and Pam Bondi. Y'all next. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly.
All right. Appreciate that. Professor, you want to say something real quick, real short? Or are you good?
Just want to say, enjoyed the space tonight. I'm glad I got a chance to hear from just about everybody. Family came in here and represented. And as for Rilla, I always love you, sister. You know, me and DJ, we always gonna give you a hard time. But then again, but that's, if y'all know that by now, that's our way of showing love to Rilla. So she used to it because she gives it right back to us. So, but anyway, and of course, my other favorite sister right there, Trouble, and then Stephanie, Sister Gone Fishing right there. So definitely shout out to all of y'all. Company, I see the company down there. Val, Ray, always good to see you, brother.
Shout out to the Only Male crew. She not here tonight.
Yeah, Only Male crew. Look, I was looking for all the niggas driving, but I was seeing.
It's all Negroes. Shout out to the Negro, FBA, Adolf, all y'all Sulan. I saw the arguments today. It's always some heated moments, but I'm gonna tell you what, the biggest work is to actually
all the non-black people to the back. All the non-black people to the back.
Listen, the best work is the pen work that you can prove in documentation, and you take it and you apply the theory. That is the best work ever. I like there.
Word up. And look, y'all know Black Majority, man. Brother always bring the wisdom up in here. Shout out to him.
Black State Radio.
That's right. And, you got to learn more about the radio. Got to learn more about trying to get our people into these Black Majority states. It's just so much that's got to be done, y'all. So this topic tonight is one thing that we got to continue to talk about, and that is, the legacy of our ancestors. That's very important because you can see what's going on in this country. They trying to find any kind of way they can to erase us and our ancestors out of this country, and really just trying to push us out of this country. So total our land right there.
Don't forget Ray down there, Mr. Ray Smith.
I did. I shouted him out.
Absolutely. Thank you. Black Flag, I just followed you too. If you get a chance, follow me back. I know you have a pretty big platform as well too. Definitely go ahead and follow me. And if you can, go ahead and let people know to go ahead that Newstoter is back on the app as well too. So definitely, I see Twizzle. I might have to let Twizzle come up here real quick. I'm going to close it out. But if Twizzle want to say something real quick, I'll let Twizzle come up in here. Twizzle, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, indeed. How y'all doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Welcome back, man. I didn't know you was I didn't know you got pinched. You know what I'm saying? But hey, welcome back, man. You out of Twitter jail, man. Welcome back. What's up, DJ? What's going on with you, man?
Ski Yee. What's up, player?
Man, you know me. If I complain, nobody will listen. Can I come see something off a little off
in my life, bro.
Hey,
Man,
Twiz, I just followed you, so go ahead and follow me back.
Oh shit, for sure. Hey, can I speak something on topic, if y'all don't mind?
Go ahead real quick.
I want to speak up on the situation that's going up there in Michigan, in Dearborn, Michigan, on how the Muslims up there just declared that it's the first Muslim state inside of America. And they're just running around just acting like it's nothing. And not only that, they're changing all the signs to Arabic, the police signs now in Arabic. And I'm like, okay, what's the problem? Like, if we ever try to get a fucking community, our shit get burned down. Now they took over a whole city in Dearborn, Michigan, and I'll experience this because when I flew to Michigan around this time last year, damn near the whole airport was in there like it was fucking, excuse my language.
Don't drop the F-bombs now, but go ahead.
Yeah, I forgot. You know what I mean? The whole airport, I thought I was in Saudi Arabia because everybody's in there was speaking Arabic, and then the ladies walk around with the shawls on. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, is this Michigan?
My brother too. So how you doing?
You know what I'm saying? Legum salam. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, if this is happening in Michigan, this is going to be coming to a state near you because look what's happening up there in Michigan. I mean, Minnesota, a.k.a. Little Somalia. They just declared victory, and they talking about this is Little Somalia now. So, hey, man, we're going to have to start staying 10 toes down, man, because people are stealing stuff right up under our nose, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to say. I want to say welcome back, man. Welcome back to the thing. You know what I'm saying? And with Kash Patel, that bubble lot Indian dude, yeah, I don't think he's going to last too much longer as FBI director because he's tripping over his own 2 feet. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we just finna watch how long this story lasts and watch how this play out. So, shout out to y'all.
All right, appreciate it. Shout out to you, Twiz. Let me get a black flag up here real quick.
Hey, Twizzle, check Patterson, New Jersey. Same thing going down, bro. Our folks getting pushed out. But go ahead. What's up, Black?
I heard about Patterson, New Jersey. They trying to do it in Camden too.
Yeah, Camden been tetherized since the 90s though. With the Latinos, they got it first. You know what I'm saying? We was down there in the 80s, 90s. You know, I mean the 80s, 70s, 60s in Camden. I mean we still there, but it's like, whatever. What's up, Black Flag? Shout out to you.
Shout out to everyone in the room. Shout out to you, Newstoter. Shout out to you, One Love.
What's up now? What's up?
Anti-black.
Hey, Black Flag.
Yes, that's what's up. God is good. Kush Nation in the building. Everybody else that follow me. The only reason why I haven't followed you back is I haven't heard you speak. But yeah, I was just want to know what they paint you for, Newstoter.
I had put out well, we had a couple weeks ago, we had a Charlie Kirk we had a Charlie Kirk on Charlie Kirk space, and then after the space I went ahead and I put out Charlie Kirk anti-black quotes, and I had 20 of them in there, and it went viral. The thing got up to like 2 million views, and they talk about they went ahead and banned me. They talk about that the post was inaccurate or some crap. So
Jumbotron top right hand side. Y'all want to see the post? Jumbotron top right hand side.
Oh, okay, just some straight bullshit then. That's all.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right, that's all, man. I didn't have a lot to say. But shout out to the room, man. I'm glad to see you back, man. I do what I can to keep posting you and get you back up.
Definitely. Just let people know, man. Tag me, and let them know that Newstoter's back. You know, and that'll help. Every little bit helps. We know it ain't gonna be overnight. So just gonna have to grind it out once again. Grind, slow grind. But I'm willing to put in the work as well too. So we'll take our time and do what we got to do. But anybody in the space that was following, guys, make sure y'all go ahead and follow me again. Go ahead and follow me again. We're gonna try to build this platform back up slowly but surely. We definitely got the content, thorough, very, very thorough information on the site as well too. If you have not been to newstoter.com, make sure you visit newstoter.com to stay up to date as well too. Got all kind of sources, news, entertainment, sports, lifestyle, health, politics. I mean, you name it, we pretty much touching up on it as well too. So definitely go ahead, man. And like I say, 2026, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bring out the Newstoter 2.0 as well too. So we're gonna go ahead and keep this thing moving, and we're not gonna let not gonna let Peckerwood propaganda slow us down either. So even if I have to put out something else and I get banned again, I'll just come back as well too. But nobody from to sit up here and bite their tongue over no damn Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. And it was his quotes. It wasn't nothing that was made up out of thin air. It was what he said. And all of a sudden, it's like in this country here, these people say one thing and do one thing and then get upset when you say something about it. So hey. It is what it is, and we're going to pretty much roll that way, and we're going to keep putting it out as well, too. So, DJ, you want to say something real quick before we get ready to shut it down?
Yeah, getting the Jumbotron top left-hand side. If y'all want to see the amount of impressions, Newstoter top 20 anti-Black Charlie Kirk post, and I also noticed folks been posting the top 20 across all social medias. I've been seeing that everywhere, but I feel like we broke it here first. Everyone else just copied it.
We did break it here first. Everybody saw it and they just thought we did break it first. And matter of fact, in the space before the space ended like 9 o'clock, 9:30, and then I went ahead and made that account. I made that actual post because in that space that night, I read the 20 anti-quotes that this dude had. So if you go to YouTube, so we were the first one, and everybody started tagging it and putting it in there, just like I had that post that time a few weeks ago or whatever, a month or so ago about the top Black sitcoms of all time. I had the Black press and stuff like that. They started actually showing it on their sites and stuff like that. So yeah, we absolutely did break that first.
Newstoter. You know what? You and Black Flag, you guys have a large influence. That's what they don't like. That's what Netanyahu had that meeting with all those people, and they were like trying to get all these no-name people in the room and give them cues to take, talking points to bring to social media and start these conversations. All you got to do is press them. Put the pressure back on them. Ask the question, if Assata Shakur was such a terrorist, why didn't they release the files of the investigation? And why didn't they release the Epstein files unredacted of the investigation? The same thing. Kash Patel is a new booty. He a new face. He's supposed to be the face of democracy as the FBI, head of the FBI, access to information. He was able to release Assata Shakur's government name. That means he knows and seen the information in front of him. So put it back in their court. Do exactly what you've been doing. And then direct them to your platform, fund it socially and everywhere else. Because why? The influencers win. They have no influence. That's why they were trying to get everybody to be on a hush-hush. Don't talk about Charlie Kirk spreading misinformation. We don't care about that. We just want to make him this god because he couldn't do it on his own. They had to make this big old spectacle. You do the same thing. Do the same thing. Take what they've been doing to you and do it back to them. The only difference is you're going to do it in righteousness. You're going to do it in honor, and you're going to do it in truth, and it won't be misinformation because they give you all the content you need. We don't even got to make this stuff up at this point. I always ask the question, we really need to study white male violence in this country. Seriously. And you ask that question, put it out there. Why is our vice president mocking Frederick Douglass while telling everybody we got to be on a hush-hush about Charlie Kirk and having this, big old rigmarole and having the military arms for a man who literally was a social media influencer, junior college dropout. I don't even think he got his associates or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? They want to make mediocrity great. They want to make mediocrity the point of elitism. And we should know we won't have it. We will not have it. If you're lying out here in these streets, just like everybody else, you're going to be held to the fire. Charlie Kirk was no different. Neither is his wife and everybody else. I don't care how many Netanyahu's you pull to bring together social media influencers and want to take over TikTok. You can't take over Funded Socially. You can't take over Newstoter. Black Flag, put out an app. Put out an app and get that thing going. Let's go.
Hey, I need y'all's help, man. Look, I do this for you guys to send me something to help push. Shout out to Twizzle too.
Shout out to Twizzle. Let's do it. Gone fishing. You know how many people will buy gone fishing at tees and put out stuff, be like, because it say gone fishing? You know, the white folks would be like, what this is about? Because it say gone fishing. Do you understand? Like, while the beam is not looking at us right now, we supposed to be ready to get into the trenches. Because they're too busy making a mess. And they're going to trip over their own mess. All I'm telling you is put the pressure back on them. Do what you always do, Newstoter.
Hey,
yes,
just
ma'am.
to piggyback off you there right there real quick, Rella. We talk about building an app all the time. It's very expensive. It's not cheap under any circumstances. So shout out to Black State Majority. We have had social and Newstoter. We've been up here dealing with each other for at least 3 years. And for those that are in this room now that might have met each other within the last year or two, a couple months or weeks, days, whatever, we have to do things in steps. And here's the argument of that. So me and Black State have already had these conversations on how to do this. And this is why Funded Socially exists. So all you got to do, Black Flag, is come off the Funded Socially created account. We can make you a content creators page up there, just like Newstoter has his own community up there. See that? And tell folks, hey, download the Mighty Networks app and just sign back into the name Funded Socially. Now, we could turn that particular thing into our own branded app, which was somewhat of a conversation me and Tota had today. We need to have our own branded app. But more or less, if we don't have any Black Negro folks that are good at development and coding and all this other stuff, it's going to be very expensive to build it. So my suggestion is get with Black State, hey, help fund the bill that's already being paid. You feel what I'm saying? Because we're doing all we can to try to get folks to come in there and do what we're talking about right now. You feel what I'm saying? Be amongst each other, have our own stuff. Yeah, you know, we ain't stopping the cracking knackers for coming out there and want to hang out with the Negro homies, because it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But just don't come up there and say N-word no more. Don't say, and everything will be all right. And don't bring your potato salad with the raisins in it, and everything's good. You know what I'm saying? But you know, let's Funded Socially is app based. Newstoter is our main curated news up there. Newstoter is his own website, which I'm telling Tota, hey, we need to turn that into a network now, Newstoter, and eventually make it an app. So just suggesting a Newstoter, why don't you go make a Mighty Networks account and build a Funded Socially, a Newstoter over there as well. You feel what I'm saying? Or find some other type of distributor like Mighty Networks that does the same thing and just do the same thing. So that way you'll have some way to have some type of app. Because again, when y'all signed up for Funded Socially, keep in mind, there's 1,000 people on Funded Social. Straight up, you know what I'm saying? It's 1,000 folks over there. But when y'all signed up, y'all never went back and completed your accounts. And for those that say, oh yeah, I get the emails, well, why don't you ever engage with what's being posted and come up? You feel what I'm saying? Because we too busy being old, wanting to come to the WPRs day in and day out. It's almost like it's a drug coming to the WPR social medias, because that's where everyone is at. Same thing with Facebook. When the last time you checked your Facebook account? You feel what I'm saying? It's probably been a minute. Matter of fact, when the last time you checked your MySpace account? It's probably been a minute. But them websites are still bumping. And our peoples are still on them websites. You know what I'm saying? Every day. You know what I'm saying? We're not leaving X to go over to another account in a sense. We staying right where we at. So, hey, the vast majority of us met each other here. The vast majority going to stay here even if they got a Funded Socially account. They might not never come over it, because this is what our folks tell us. But we got to get to the point of understanding, hey, we putting all our money, time, effort, talent, skill, resources into building dumbass Gronk. We giving the folks the info, and they still can't even put it together right, because I'll be testing Gronk every day. This joke is stupid. You know what I'm saying? You dumb as hell, Gronk. You big dummy, Red Fox. You know what I'm saying? So we can just go do our own AI thing. Now, I'm going to land here. Everything that you pay for with a blue check over here on the WPIX is free on Funded Socially. So if you come up into either the hottest Funded Socially work community on Funded Socially, or maybe it's in the technology community we got up there, I'll post it. No, it's in the hottest Funded Socially work. I'll post it. The Twitter features that you pay for, and we got that for free, courtesy of our brother Black State right here that's about to speak, because he footing the bill straight up. You know what I'm saying? Footing the bill straight up and down. You know what I mean? So we got our own thing. It's just really up to y'all to engage the stuff. And so the challenge is, you know, other than when we have a Newstoter space or a Black State Radio, someone having a space, you know what I'm saying? We shouldn't even be over the WPIs. We should just be amongst our own stuff every day, trying to find a way to get our people to come up to our network. So I'll end it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna let Black be the last speaker for tonight, but then I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. But Black Flag, I want to holler at you too, like maybe you know, us maybe hosting a space together. If you're down with that, let me know. I don't know what your schedule looks like, but definitely we can maybe come together and do host a space together. It would be definitely I think definitely a good thing for both of us, because we definitely got the topics. I know you got topics as well too, so we can collaborate on that part. Black, you got it.
Okay, on the app expense show, Black Flag, I sent him some screenshots from the app I'm building, and then I had a Funded Socially thing where a few folks showed up and I actually went through the screens and the functionality of the app that I'm building. I actually started building my second app. So I'm so far in, and I'm probably about a month in, I've spent less than $100. Those are just memberships to the platforms. And I've got the one like 95% finished, but it's this typical hurdle with the AI to get the last 5% done. So I've been researching on how to accomplish that part. Now, typically you could hand it off to a developer just to try to get the last part. Some of them are adverse to AI. Some of them have this attitude that AI is slop and they don't want to touch it, but I believe I'm going to be able to crack the code to get it over the hump, and then that second one will already be in motion as well. I've developed these folders, YouTube University. All I've done for the last three months, roughly, about 3 months, is watch these videos to get the skill set knowledge base. I've been talking about it in our spaces every time I try to have a space and every time this topic comes up. So for people who have platforms, if you really want to learn the skills and understanding on how to build it and you want to take the time to do it, I've opened up these folders and I've sent it to at least 3 or 4 people. And one other person is like hitting me, hey, I got this app idea every couple of days. I got this app idea. I'm like, you should build it. You should build it. And then I can just help you if you get stuck, and I can try to, you know, help move it along as far as I know. But the videos, and it really is an education, is going to pretty much get you there the same way it got me as far as I am right now. I expect to be able to publish these apps as soon as I crack this code. The one is going up instantly, and then the other one I just started it, so it's, you know, they're roughly 2 weeks to a month to develop. 2 months if, you know, you're busy and you can't do it as much as or often as I have been able to do it. And again, I'm only at $100 all in cost associated with it. So the world has changed dramatically. They just put out Sonnet 4.5, which is another AI that's taken it to a whole different level. This is every single month. There's a new AI that's better than the last one. It's the best thing that humanity has ever seen. And so we gotta take this opportunity to capitalize on the window that we have right now. I'm more than willing to send it to Toter, Black Flag, again, people with platforms.
All right, appreciate that. Definitely go ahead. Twiz, I guess I'll let you be the last person. I'll give you 2 minutes, and we're gonna close this thing.
Yeah,
out.
I'm in and out, man. I just want to say, everybody, especially the black, when y'all start y'all stuff, keep it discreet. Try to build y'all stuff in the dark, because you're gonna have a lot of saboteurs in here and a lot of people that's gonna steal your ideas. Believe it happened to me. You know what I'm saying? That's my new title. You see that title up there with Tupac? A lot of people with a whole loaf of bread will be jealous of your one slice. Keep it to yourself, man, and build. And don't be afraid to seek outside help. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to say, man. And I wish you luck and I wish you success. I land my plane.
All right. I'm pretty much with you on that, Twizzler, too. That's why a lot of stuff I may just say what I'm doing, but I don't go into details and stuff like that as well, too. So you're right on that. But definitely, Black, you can send that to me. I'll take a look. That would be something. I know what Newstoter, it's a dynamic site, so it's I don't know how extensive it would be creating an app on it, but it's definitely worth taking a look at as well, too. Let me go ahead, DJ. I'm gonna go ahead and close this thing out unless you're gonna say something in about 30, 40 seconds.
Yeah. Hey, Twizzle, I'll raise you tenfold and debate you and say it's the opposite, but I'll be on Funded Socially. I'm going live over there as soon as you hang up. I'm out. You know what I mean?
All right. On that note, guys, we're gonna be back this week as well, too. Let me go ahead and let Rella. I see she's got her hand up real quick, Rella.
Come off the social, Rella. Come off the social. No, sister, because you're gonna put us in social.
That was an accident. Sorry. That was an accident.
Okay. But yeah, we'll be back again this week as well, too. Around maybe about Wednesday or so. So we'll be back again this week. We're gonna touch up on some more topics as well, too, guys. So I'm trying to see if we can get Judge Joe Brown up in the space. It's been a minute as well, too. So I'm gonna see down the road. I'm not saying it'll be anytime soon, but maybe within the next month or so, we'll see if we can try to get Judge Joe Brown to pop up in here as well, too. But on that note, guys, I appreciate everybody coming out, supporting as well, too. Let everybody know we're back. Appreciate you guys, and we will see you guys in peace.
Peace. Come on, Funded Socially. I'm live over there. Come over, Funded Socially. I'm live. All right. Newstoter.
All right. We're out on YouTube as well, too.